Do you feel that you are carrying a burden that maybe isn't yours and you've tried therapy for years or have done or spent a lot of time with self-help tools and books, but it just feels like that there is something there that is stuck and is just not healed. Today, my friends, I'm going to talk about family constellation therapy. I'll walk you through the process, why it's powerful, and why it might be the missing link to your healing journey. If you're new to this channel, I'm Roanne Samuels. I'm a licensed psychotherapist here in California. In a moment, I am going to be switching. As you can see here are a few things that I use when I use family constellation. Family constellation is great doing it face to face, but this is something that can be readily used even face to face or online. So you don't have to have these things. This is my own collection. Your therapist, your practitioner would have these for you. So, family, just a little background. Family constellation is a concept by Bert Hellinger, and he also, just like anyone who is a pioneer, he is actually or was influenced by many other teachers and masters. Um, I am usually influenced by modalities, different ways of healing that where it's fluid, I can modify it for the person in front of me rather than that I have to be so loyal. I'm so focused on the process, the stages that I overlook the person. So that's what I like about family constellation. One way that family constellation can be very healing is that it could discover certain ancestral wounds or trauma that you're not even familiar with. Usually, we start with a little information about your family. It's almost like a genogram. Um, I'll talk a little bit about using the sand. The sand is very regulating. But even if you're doing it online, there's something about the framing of the sand tray in which it allows you to give a snapshot of the many pages of your life story, and it's frozen for you to alter it, modify it, witness to it, have somebody witness it for you or with you. And that's the power of family constellation. So there is a belief that trauma or even resilience could be passed on. You might start with some figure. I'll give you an example. Let's say, and it's really up to you to position. When you're doing this online, you might be surprised, but it's very doable. So let's say this is your dad, okay? And this is with prompting from the practitioner. And this is the mom, okay? So there's this person who always felt distant with her mom. And so when she arranged these are symbolism, we really take to heart the energy that they embody during a family constellation practice. But if we may ask, where are you positioned, between you and your mother? So, the client said, yeah, I'm actually facing this way. I'm not too far away from them, but I'm actually looking away. It feels like they're looking past me. And this mother also has a child, and she wants the child to be so close to her this way. So you could see. So in family constellation, there's figurines. Everybody does it a little bit differently, but this is a female, and this is the male, and of course you could see that as an actual female male or energies. So this is a child, and the mom always wanted to be close to the child. In fact, she's having a hard time really separating her emotions, her feelings. When the child is very upset, she gets also extremely upset. It's almost like she permeates that emotional wall, or the lack of an emotional wall, the lack of boundary. And with this, just very simple. And of course, a family constellation therapy could last one session, couple of sessions. And it usually lasts, I'm thinking this might be a question you're thinking. Yeah, it lasts an hour and a half to 2 hours, but there's a lot of movement. So in this case, we learned that the mother here felt like her mother always looked past her, and that she never really felt like she knew her. And later on, as we're conversing, sometimes you can even journal in between. So it really depends on your relationship with your practitioner and how creative your practitioner is. But one way that we work this out is this mother actually turned her head towards her mother, and then she moved her son here, so there's this enough distance, but now she could feel that her mother is looking at her. And there's dialoguing that can happen here. That's why it's very healing, in which the dialogue will be, if you were your mother, what would you wish your mother have said to you? And let me give you an example, and maybe this is your scenario. But this is something that all can happen in the session, in which the mother would say, I'm so sorry. I looked past you. Um, I didn't know how to um, see you. I too was not seen by your grandmother. So I'm so sorry, that whatever I wanted so much, I wasn't able to give to you. And so that's just an example of family constellation. If that is something that interests you, you're wondering about movement of your life, sometimes you could discover loyalties and hidden, secrets and hidden agenda. And it's very healing, because in this square, it's almost like something is revealed to you. Um, because in real life, sometimes people want family therapy with their mom or their sister, but that's not something that's going to happen for them, for some people. But when you do the family constellation, it gives you a different world. It's almost like you're really rewriting um, your story without having to move so many different characters. It's just psychologically and energetically. If you're interested in family constellation therapy, go visit therapywithroanne.com, and you can just book a free consult to see if that is something that you're looking for, if this is what's missing in your in your healing journey. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good day.